Dear friends, there is a kind of strength that doesn't shout, doesn't boast, and doesn't seek attention. It is the strength of a quiet spirit, a guarded heart, and a mind at peace. In a world that encourages us to share every detail of our lives, I urge you to consider the power of privacy and the importance of protecting your peace. Not everything in your life is meant for public display. Not everyone needs to know your struggles, your dreams, or your plans. Some things are sacred, meant to be kept between you and God. When you expose everything to the world, you invite voices that were never meant to influence your journey. Some will cheer for you, but others may doubt you, discourage you, or even try to derail you. Guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Be careful with what you allow into your thoughts. The world is full of noise, criticism, comparison, and chaos, but you do not have to let it in. Peace is a gift, and it is our responsibility to protect it. Remember, silence is not weakness. There is wisdom in stillness. When you resist the urge to explain yourself to everyone, to seek approval from people who may not even understand your calling, you will find true freedom. And most importantly, trust in divine guidance. When you walk with faith, you don't need the world's validation. You don't need to announce every move, because the one who leads you knows the way. So, I encourage you, keep your life private, protect your peace, and watch how God moves in your life in ways that words cannot describe. Privacy is a gift that often goes unappreciated in a world where oversharing has become the norm. The ability to keep aspects of life private is not about secrecy or isolation, but about wisdom, discernment, and self-preservation. When we hold certain things close to our hearts, we create a shield that protects us from unnecessary stress, judgment, and interference. There is strength in discretion, and understanding the value of privacy allows us to move through life with greater peace, security, and focus. One of the greatest benefits of maintaining privacy is the reduction of stress. The more we expose our personal matters to others, the more opinions, expectations, and unsolicited advice we invite into our lives. While some people may genuinely care and offer support, not everyone has our best interests at heart. The opinions of others can create doubts, confusion, and unnecessary anxiety. Instead of following our own convictions, we may begin to question ourselves based on the judgments of those who do not fully understand our situation. When we keep certain aspects of our lives private, we allow ourselves the space to process our emotions, make decisions without external pressure, and move forward with confidence. Furthermore, privacy shields us from judgment. Human nature is such that people often form opinions without knowing the full story. When too much personal information is shared, it becomes easy for others to criticize, misinterpret, or even twist our words and actions. Not everyone who listens to our struggles or achievements is rooting for us. Some people may use our vulnerabilities against us, turning private matters into public gossip. Even those with good intentions may not always offer helpful feedback. By maintaining a level of privacy, we protect ourselves from unnecessary scrutiny and allow our lives to unfold without the burden of constant evaluation from the outside world. Another powerful reason to embrace privacy is the protection it provides from interference. Every journey is unique, and no two people walk the same path. However, when we open our lives up to public opinion, we invite interference that can alter our course. Well-meaning friends, family members, and even strangers may try to guide us based on their own perspectives, experiences, and biases. While counsel can be valuable, not all advice is meant for us. External influence can cause distraction, delay progress, and even lead us away from what we were originally meant to do. Keeping our plans, goals, and personal affairs private allows us to stay focused, trust our intuition, and follow the direction that is best for us. Privacy also nurtures inner strength. When we become comfortable with keeping things to ourselves, we develop a sense of self-reliance that does not depend on the approval or validation of others. We learn to navigate challenges with faith and wisdom rather than seeking constant reassurance. This independence empowers us to trust in our own decisions, listen to our inner voice, and rely on God's guidance rather than public opinion. When we are not constantly seeking affirmation from the outside world, we cultivate a deeper confidence in our own abilities and purpose. There is also a spiritual component to privacy. Many of life's most profound moments happen in solitude, away from the eyes of the world. Growth, healing, and revelation often occur in the quiet spaces of our hearts, where we can reflect without distraction. Some of the greatest achievements in history were not broadcasted before they happened. They were nurtured in silence, worked on diligently behind the scenes, and revealed at the right time. Privacy allows us to develop our gifts, work on our dreams, and strengthen our faith without interference. It creates a space where we can hear God's voice more clearly, away from the noise of opinions and expectations. Another aspect to consider is the preservation of meaningful relationships. Oversharing can put a strain on personal connections, making private matters public and creating unnecessary conflicts. Not everything needs to be shared with the world, and not everyone needs to know the intimate details of our relationships, struggles, or decisions. Maintaining privacy in relationships fosters trust and intimacy, allowing them to flourish without external interference. It helps protect sacred bonds from unnecessary scrutiny and misunderstanding, allowing them to grow in a healthy and secure manner. There is wisdom in knowing what to share and what to keep private. While openness has its place, discretion is a powerful tool for navigating life's journey with peace and clarity. Those who understand the value of privacy do not feel the need to broadcast every step of their lives. They do not seek validation from others because they are secure in their purpose. They recognize that not every battle needs to be fought in public, and that some victories are best celebrated in quiet gratitude. In a world where social media and constant connectivity encourage sharing every detail of our lives, privacy has become more valuable than ever. The temptation to seek validation through likes, comments, and approval from others can lead to unnecessary stress and emotional exhaustion. However, those who choose to guard their personal lives find freedom from the pressures of public scrutiny. They do not allow their peace to be disturbed by the fleeting opinions of others. They walk with confidence, knowing that their journey is their own and does not require external approval. Privacy is not about hiding. It is about protecting what is precious. It is about creating boundaries that allow us to move forward without unnecessary distractions. It is about trusting that not everything needs to be announced, explained, or justified when everything is beautiful or right or good. Privacy is not about keeping aspects of life private. We create a sanctuary of peace, allowing us to grow, heal, and thrive in ways that public exposure cannot provide. Guarding your heart and mind is one of the most important steps in protecting your peace. In a world filled with distractions, negativity, and constant noise, it is easy to become overwhelmed, anxious, and emotionally drained. Every day, we are exposed to different influences, some positive and uplifting, others toxic and harmful. What we allow into our hearts and minds shapes our thoughts, emotions, and ultimately our lives. If we are not careful, we can find ourselves carrying burdens that were never meant for us, influenced by voices that lead us away from peace, and consumed by distractions that take us off course. The mind is like a garden. Whatever is planted in it will grow. If we allow negative thoughts, worries, and doubts to take root, they will flourish and dominate our thinking. But if we intentionally plant seeds of faith, hope, and positivity, our minds will be filled with peace and strength. Protecting our hearts and minds requires being selective about what we entertain, what we read, watch, listen to, and dwell on. The world offers a constant stream of information, but not all of it is good for the soul. Social media, news, entertainment, and even personal conversations can either build us up or tear us down. If we feed our minds with fear, gossip, and negativity, we will naturally become anxious, bitter, and restless. But if we choose to focus on things that are good, true, and uplifting, our peace remains intact. One of the greatest dangers to our peace is negativity. It can come in many forms. People who constantly complain, environments filled with conflict, or even our own inner dialogue. When we absorb too much negativity, it clouds our perspective and makes it difficult to see the good in life. This is why it is essential to set boundaries and distance ourselves from sources of negativity. Not every conversation needs our participation. Not every argument requires a response. Sometimes, the best way to guard our hearts and minds is to simply walk away from situations that threaten our peace. This does not mean avoiding reality or ignoring problems, but rather choosing to approach life with wisdom, refusing to let negativity take control. Distractions are another major threat to our peace. The world is full of things competing for our attention. Endless entertainment, social media, work pressures, and even unnecessary worries about the future. While some distractions seem harmless, they can slowly drain our energy and take our focus away from what truly matters. When we are constantly busy but never truly fulfilled, it is a sign that we need to realign our priorities. Guarding our hearts and minds means being intentional with our time, making space for things that bring joy, purpose, and spiritual growth rather than wasting energy on things that leave us empty. Protecting our peace also involves being mindful of the company we keep. The people around us have a significant influence on our thoughts, emotions, and attitudes. If we surround ourselves with those who are always negative, critical, or discouraging, it will affect our mindset and drain our peace. On the other hand, being around uplifting, kind, and faith-filled people strengthens us and helps us maintain a positive outlook. Sometimes guarding our hearts and minds means making difficult decisions about who we allow into our inner circle. Not everyone deserves access to our thoughts, emotions, and personal struggles. Being selective about our relationships is not selfish, it is necessary for our well-being. Another way to protect our peace is by practicing stillness and reflection. In a fast-paced world, it is easy to get caught up in constant activity, rarely taking time to rest and reset. But peace is often found in moments of quietness, when we step away from the noise and spend time in prayer, meditation, or simply enjoying solitude. Taking time to reflect on our thoughts and emotions helps us recognize what is uplifting us and what is weighing us down. It allows us to filter out the unnecessary distractions and focus on what truly matters. It is also important to be mindful of self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves has a powerful impact on our emotional and mental well-being. If we constantly criticize ourselves, dwell on past mistakes, or compare ourselves to others, we will never experience true peace. But when we choose to speak words of encouragement, forgiveness, and faith over our own lives, we create an environment where peace can thrive. Guarding our hearts and minds means refusing to entertain thoughts that bring discouragement and instead replacing them with thoughts that bring hope and confidence. Faith also plays a crucial role in protecting our peace. When we trust that there is a greater purpose for our lives and that we are being guided in the right direction, we no longer feel the need to control everything. Worry fades when we realize that we are not alone in our struggles. Fear disappears when we understand that we are cared for and that no challenge is too great to overcome. Guarding our hearts and minds involves leaning on faith rather than fear, choosing to believe in the goodness of life even when circumstances are uncertain. Ultimately, protecting our peace is a daily choice. It requires awareness, discipline, and the willingness to let go of anything that does not serve our well-being. It means setting boundaries, choosing our influences wisely, and focusing on things that bring joy and fulfillment. When we guard our hearts and minds, we create a foundation of peace that cannot be easily shaken. Not everyone needs to know your plans. In a world that encourages constant sharing, keeping certain things to yourself is an act of wisdom and self-preservation. When we openly share our dreams, goals, and next steps with everyone around us, we expose ourselves to opinions, doubts, and even resistance that can shake our confidence. While some people may genuinely support and encourage us, others may not have our best interests at heart. Sharing too much can invite doubt, envy, or discouragement, making it harder to stay focused and committed to what we are meant to do. Doubt is one of the most dangerous things that can arise when we share our plans too freely. When people hear about our ambitions, they may project their own fears, insecurities, or limited thinking onto us. They may say things like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Or, "I don't think that will work." Even if their concerns come from a place of care, their words can plant seeds of hesitation in our minds. Instead of moving forward with confidence, we may begin second-guessing ourselves, wondering if we are truly capable. Dreams and goals require faith, courage, and unwavering belief. But when too many voices weigh in, it becomes difficult to stay focused. The more we expose our plans to the scrutiny of others, the more we risk allowing their doubts to take root in our own thoughts. Envy is another reason to be cautious about sharing too much. Not everyone who listens to our plans wants to see us succeed. Some people may pretend to support us while secretly hoping we fail. Others may even take active steps to hinder our progress. Envy is a powerful and often hidden force that can turn friends, co-workers, or even family members into silent competitors. People may become jealous of our courage, ambition, or the opportunities that come our way. Instead of celebrating with us, they may try to discourage us, downplay our goals, or subtly plant negative thoughts that make us lose motivation. In extreme cases, some may even take what we share and use it for their own advantage, pursuing similar opportunities before we get the chance. By keeping our plans private until they are fully developed, we protect ourselves from unnecessary rivalry and negativity. Discouragement often comes from those who do not understand our vision. When we share our plans with people who lack the same drive, perspective, or faith, they may fail to see the bigger picture. They might tell us that what we are trying to do is impossible, unrealistic, or too risky. They may remind us of past failures, point out obstacles, or list all the reasons why it won't work. Their words, whether intentional or not, can slowly chip away at our enthusiasm and determination. Sometimes these discouraging voices come from well-meaning friends and family who believe they are protecting us from failure. But failure is often a necessary part of success. When we constantly seek validation or approval for our plans, we give others the power to influence our decisions, even when their perspective is limited. Keeping plans private does not mean isolating ourselves or rejecting guidance. There is wisdom in seeking counsel from the right people, those who have the experience, knowledge, and genuine desire to see us succeed. The key is discernment. Not everyone deserves access to our dreams. Some people are meant to see the results, not the process. When we share only with those who truly support and uplift us, we create a protective shield around our goals, allowing them to develop without unnecessary interference. Another benefit of keeping plans private is the freedom to evolve and change course without pressure. When we announce our intentions too soon, we often feel obligated to stick to them, even if circumstances shift or better opportunities arise. The fear of looking inconsistent or failing in front of others can prevent us from making necessary adjustments. But when we work in silence, we have the flexibility to refine our ideas, take risks, and learn from mistakes without outside judgment. There is power in moving quietly, allowing progress to speak for itself rather than seeking constant validation along the way. Silence also helps us maintain energy and focus. When we talk too much about what we are going to do, we may feel a temporary sense of accomplishment just from discussing it. This can create an illusion of progress, leading to a lack of urgency in actually taking action. Some people spend more time talking about their goals than working on them. By keeping plans private, we redirect our energy toward execution rather than explanation. There is a quiet strength in working diligently behind the scenes, letting actions prove more than words ever could. Timing is another crucial factor in deciding when and with whom to share our plans. There is a season for everything, and sometimes revealing plans too early can disrupt their growth. Some opportunities need to be nurtured in private before they are ready to be revealed. Premature exposure can attract unnecessary opinions, obstacles, or even sabotage. By waiting until the right moment to share, we ensure that our plans have a solid foundation and are less vulnerable to external influences. Confidence in our own path is what ultimately allows us to keep moving forward without needing constant validation. When we truly believe in what we are doing, we do not feel the need to broadcast it to the world. We do not require applause, approval, or recognition at every step. We trust that our efforts will bear fruit in due time, and when the results speak for themselves, there will be no need for explanations. Working in silence, protecting our plans, and staying focused allows us to build something real, something that cannot be easily shaken by doubt, envy, or discouragement. Silence is often misunderstood in a world that glorifies loudness, constant expression, and immediate responses. Many believe that speaking up at every opportunity is a sign of strength, that being vocal equates to power. However, true strength often lies in silence, the ability to remain quiet when provoked, to hold back when unnecessary words could create harm, and to choose stillness over impulsive reactions requires wisdom and discipline. Silence is not weakness. It is a powerful tool that allows wisdom to grow, peace to be preserved, and self-control to be strengthened. In moments of conflict, silence can be the most powerful response. When emotions are high, words spoken in anger or frustration can cause irreversible damage. People often regret what they say in heated moments, but once spoken, words cannot be taken back. Choosing silence does not mean surrendering or accepting defeat. Rather, it is an intentional decision to maintain peace. Silence gives time to think, to process emotions, and to respond with wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. It prevents unnecessary arguments and allows room for understanding. Many conflicts could be avoided or resolved more peacefully if silence were chosen over hasty words. Silence is also a sign of inner strength. It takes far more self-control to remain silent in the face of provocation than to respond in anger. When we refuse to engage in unnecessary disputes, we demonstrate confidence and maturity. The strongest individuals do not feel the need to prove themselves with words. Their actions and character speak for them. They understand that responding to every insult, criticism, or misunderstanding only drains energy and disrupts peace. By choosing silence, they refuse to give power to negativity. They stand firm in their self-worth, knowing that they do not need validation from others. Wisdom grows in stillness. In moments of silence, we gain clarity, insight, and understanding. When we quiet the noise around us, we allow ourselves to hear the deeper truths within. Many of life's greatest lessons come not from speaking, but from listening. Listening to our own hearts, to the wisdom of those who have walked before us, and to the quiet guidance that speaks in stillness. Those who embrace silence often develop greater discernment, as they are not easily swayed by the opinions and distractions of the world. They take time to reflect, to seek understanding before speaking, and to choose their words with care. There is also great power in discretion. Not everything needs to be spoken, and not every thought needs to be shared. In an age of oversharing, where people feel compelled to voice every opinion and expose every detail of their lives, discretion is a rare but valuable trait. Keeping certain things private protects our peace, relationships, and personal growth. Those who practice discretion understand that words have weight, and they do not waste them on meaningless chatter or unnecessary exposure. They know that silence often holds more value than speech, and that true wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. Silence also allows us to listen, not just to others, but to ourselves. When we are constantly speaking, we leave little room for self-reflection. Silence gives us the opportunity to examine our thoughts, emotions, and motives. It allows us to process experiences without external influence, to seek truth beyond the surface, and to understand ourselves on a deeper level. Those who embrace silence develop a stronger sense of self-awareness, as they are not constantly distracted by noise and external validation. They learn to trust their own intuition and to make decisions with clarity and confidence. Furthermore, silence preserves peace. Many misunderstandings and conflicts arise because people feel the need to defend themselves, explain everything, or respond to every challenge. But sometimes the best way to maintain peace is to say nothing at all. Not every comment deserves a response, and not every situation requires explanation. When we learn to let go of the need to always speak, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and tension. Silence allows us to rise above negativity, to avoid petty arguments, and to protect our energy from being wasted on meaningless disputes. Silence is not just about withholding words. It is about cultivating a mindset of calm and patience. It is about recognizing that there is wisdom in waiting, that not everything needs an immediate response. It is about understanding that some battles are won not by speaking, but by observing, learning, and choosing when to act. The strongest people are not those who speak the loudest, but those who know the value of quiet confidence. In times of difficulty, silence can also be a source of strength. When faced with adversity, those who can remain calm and collected are often the ones who find solutions. Panic and fear thrive in chaos, but wisdom flourishes in stillness. Taking a step back, observing, and thinking before acting can make all the difference. Silence allows space for clarity, for solutions to present themselves, and for strength to be gathered. It teaches patience, endurance, and the ability to withstand challenges without being shaken by external pressures. Ultimately, silence is a form of power. It is the ability to control one's tongue, to resist the urge to engage in negativity, and to preserve one's peace. It is the recognition that wisdom does not always need to be spoken, that some things are best left unsaid, and that the most profound strength is often found in stillness. Those who master the art of silence walk through life with a quiet confidence, unbothered by noise, distractions, or unnecessary conflict. They understand that silence is not emptiness, but a space where wisdom, peace, and true strength can grow. Trusting in divine guidance means surrendering the need for worldly validation and placing complete faith in the path set before you. When you walk with faith, you are no longer controlled by the opinions of others, the uncertainties of life, or the fear of the unknown. Your purpose and direction are already secured, not because of your own understanding, but because of the wisdom and guidance that come from a higher source. This kind of trust requires letting go of the need to always have a clear roadmap, knowing that even when the way is unclear, you are being led exactly where you need to be. The world constantly demands proof, logic, and reassurance before taking any step forward. People seek validation from others, approval from friends, recognition from society, and confirmation that they are on the right path. But faith operates differently. It does not require the approval of the world. It is rooted in the unseen, in the deep assurance that your life is unfolding according to a greater plan. When you trust in divine guidance, you no longer need to explain or defend your choices to others. You move forward with confidence, knowing that your purpose is not determined by human standards, but by a divine calling. Walking in faith does not mean that challenges will not come. In fact, faith is often tested through trials, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But even in those moments, divine guidance remains constant. What seems like a delay or a closed door is often a redirection towards something better. What feels like a loss is sometimes the clearing of the path for something greater. Trusting in divine guidance means believing that every step, whether smooth or difficult, is leading you toward growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. It is understanding that even when you do not see the full picture, the one guiding you does. Many people struggle with trusting divine guidance because they want immediate answers. They want to see the whole plan before they take the first step. But faith does not work that way. It requires moving forward even when the next step is unclear. It requires believing in the unseen, knowing that there is a purpose behind every experience. When you rely on divine guidance, you are not walking blindly. You are walking with the assurance that every step is already accounted for, that you are being led towards something meaningful, even if you do not understand it in the moment. When you live with this level of trust, you stop seeking validation from the world. You no longer feel the need to compare your journey to others because you understand that your path is uniquely designed for you. The world may measure success by external achievements, status, wealth, or popularity, but divine guidance leads you towards something far greater: inner peace, purpose, and fulfillment. While others may chase after recognition and validation, you can rest in the confidence that your worth and direction come from something far beyond human approval. One of the greatest benefits of trusting in divine guidance is the peace that comes with it. When you truly believe that you are being led by a higher wisdom, you no longer live in anxiety about the future. You do not have to force things to happen or control every outcome. You can release the burden of trying to figure everything out on your own. This does not mean you stop taking action, but it means your actions are guided by faith rather than fear. Instead of striving, you begin to flow. Instead of worrying, you begin to trust. Even in uncertainty, you find peace in knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. Another powerful aspect of divine guidance is that it often leads you in ways you do not expect. Sometimes the doors you thought should open remain closed, and the opportunities you never considered become the greatest blessings. When you trust in divine timing, you understand that delays are not denials. You begin to see challenges as lessons and setbacks as preparation for something greater. The plans you once made for yourself may not unfold the way you envisioned, but they will always lead you toward what is truly meant for you. Faith in divine guidance also allows you to make decisions with clarity. When you rely on external validation, you may hesitate, doubt yourself, or change direction based on what others think. But when you trust that you are being led by something greater, you make choices with confidence. You stop second-guessing yourself because you understand that your path is already secured. You no longer need everyone's approval before moving forward because you know that the only validation that truly matters comes from the one guiding you. Trusting in divine guidance requires patience. It is easy to become restless when things do not happen as quickly as you want them to. But faith teaches that timing is just as important as direction. Some doors remain closed because you are not yet ready for what is on the other side. Some opportunities are withheld because something better is being prepared for you. When you trust in divine timing, you stop rushing. You embrace the process, knowing that every season serves a purpose. There is a profound freedom that comes with trusting in divine guidance. You no longer carry the weight of trying to control everything. You no longer feel the pressure to meet the world's expectations. Instead, you walk with a quiet confidence, knowing that you are being led by something greater than yourself. Your purpose is not determined by trends, opinions, or fleeting circumstances. It is rooted in something eternal. And when you trust that, you can move forward with unwavering faith, knowing that your life is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. Thank you.